Welcome to All Change, the programme that puts design at the heart of the learning experience. Today we're at Wrighton Park Primary School in Worksop, where we'll be helping to transform a space which is used for small group work and one-to-one mentoring into an inspirational learning den.
Look at that.
What have you managed to achieve today?
Quite a lot actually. If you look at the drawings we've got here, we've got all these sort of curtains going across where the children have drawn in this den, but with all their own little bit of artwork and creativity in between. And the beginnings of this shelving unit along the top. It looks a bit thin and rough at the moment, but I assure you it'll look a treat by the time I've finished. And then of course right behind me here we have the notice board. But rather than just writing notice and we've got their learning den, we're going to do something more appropriate to the school.
Well, that's really nice that the school feel they can personalise the plans as we go.
Well, I've always said I don't want me coming in here and sort of taking over and saying, Marco and I have decided we're going to do X, Y and Z. It's down to them as well. And they are actually doing all the hard work. I mean, I've just been delegating, so I'm quite happy, really.
And what's still to do?
Still to do is more of these units along here, obviously more orange stripes, lots of bits and pieces. But by tomorrow afternoon, bingo.
With the government set to spend billions of pounds on new schools in the coming years, architects and educationalists are looking for innovative ways to create lifelong learning environments. Today we'll be looking at Field & Clyde Bradley Architects' exemplar design for an all-age school, encompassing everything from a nursery through to a sixth form and providing an imaginative resource for the local community. Field & Clyde Bradley Architects are currently working on more than 6 school projects. They believe schools should be a visible part of their community. At Haverstock School in central London, they're transforming a set of Victorian buildings into a vibrant, modern community school.
This is a little cartoon that we did at the beginning of the process here, of the idea of a school as a community within the community. And what you've got here is a very dominant and very clear facade that houses within it all those elements of the school that actually very much belong to the community.
Peter Clegg challenges the assumptions that a standard classroom should be designed for 30 students and a teacher.
Where does this magic number come from? Does it come from something to do with the fact that a teacher in a Victorian classroom can control 30 kids and that the kid at the back can just about see the blackboard on a dull winter's day? If you look at what's happening in higher education, for instance, there are much larger groups of 100, 200 students being lectured to, and that's a perfectly adequate form of delivery of a certain type of knowledge. On the other hand, if you look at what's happening in primary school classrooms, quite often kids are in much smaller groups. There's a lot of individual work going on. And one of the things that we've been dealing with is looking at increasing flexibility in room layout and in the subdivision of spaces, allowing for small kind of creative groups of people to get together and allowing for teaching to happen in much larger groups as well.
The practice has taken some of these ideas forward into their exemplar design for the government's Schools for the Future project.
We were given a brief to design an all-age community school, which is basically for kids from 3 through to 18. The school itself is broken down into a series of smaller schools which cluster round the main community space, kind of open courtyard space, actually enclosed with a glazed roof. Sunlight can get in, it's bathed in sun, and it's what you're looking around here at different balconies, different levels, different classrooms which open onto that space. It can also be used for whole school events. I mean, very rarely within the current DFES brief do you get sufficient space to get the whole school together. The corridors that run around the edge of this space are an attempt to get rid of the conventional, what we call double-loaded corridor, where we've got classrooms off each side of a dead space. Each corner of the building contains very flexible space that can contain 120 kids in one area, or it can be flexibly partitioned into smaller areas. There's a huge variety of the ways in which individual teachers can make use of that type of space.
Back at Ryton Park, the school community are on course to get the new learning den finished on time. It was a real team effort.
These are the original 1926 slate boards, and these slates are about an inch thick. And what the intention is to try to take them out as carefully as we can with a crowbar and a hammer and reuse them in the playground. So we've got chalkboards and we might as well just this recycling thing. We're finding all sorts of things inside, which is quite nice.
Pupils gave up their weekend to help with the decorating. The stylish black cabinets for multimedia storage were assembled, while Sue Jefford was on the sewing machine.
Matthew, as a governor here at Ryton Park, what are your priorities for the learning environment?
I think the main thing is to get the building to be at a level where the children aren't distracted by it. At the moment we have certain problems with certain classrooms that mean that they actually pull away from the learning experience for the children. So with projects like this, and hopefully we can spread them through all the classrooms in the future, it means that the children are on an even footing with children who are in new buildings.
Open first.
More children, staff and parents arrived for the final push to complete the room.
Whether tacking finger paintings to a wall or putting beautiful artwork in sophisticated glass cabinets, display areas can be an overlooked and underused resource for a school. Not only do display areas celebrate pupils' achievements, they also provide an instant and immediate learning resource. This display in a school dining hall is a fantastic example. Here are some ideas to help you think about displays in your school. You can source freestanding units, portable wheel display units and sleek modern document holders. This dinosaur is ideal for primary schools. Traditional pin boards. This tower could show off sculpture work. New ideas for trophy cabinets. Flexible folding styles. And wire supports are used in these designs. The British Educational Suppliers Association has a code of practice which their members comply with. You can find details of all these products on the Teachers TV website.
What do you?
Teachers of today.
Richard, you've been working really hard all weekend. How's it going?
We all have. It's going fantastic. It's really coming together. I think we're just about ready to clear everything out, but it was stunning.
The good news is you're doing a brilliant job. The bad news is you've got 20 minutes to finish.
The brief was to provide a flexible and welcoming space, harnessing ICT to provide for children of all abilities. Additional storage was provided, and a rather tired space was replaced with a more contemporary learning den. The cluttered old room was transformed into a spacious and versatile place for children and teachers to enjoy.
John, it's all finished, and I absolutely have to ask, what do you know now that you didn't know when you came through the door?
We get more sleep, work harder, don't be so tired by the time it all finishes. Don't use white paint because it takes too long to cover all the other colours underneath. Any more?
I think that's probably enough to be going on with. Are you happy with it?
I'm happy with the way everybody pulled together, as usual. They've all been great. My favourite part, if you really want to know, is the children's artwork. It makes you smile every time I look at it.
I believe we're even on there, so we're going to stay on there forever as well.
We'll be on there forever. They won't forget us in a hurry. But generally, no, I'm really pleased. It just, when I walked in, I was horrified, and I really did think, this is going to be tough. But generally, just by cleaning it up and getting rid of all the clutter and replacing things and just adding splashes of colour. But no, I'm pleased, and they're pleased, and I'm pleased for them.
The school had a budget of £4,000 for the new learning den. An interactive whiteboard system was installed by professional electricians. New computer workstations were assembled by the staff. Stylish desks and seating replaced tired old tables. John Craig constructed the new overhead shelving units. And simple curtaining decorated by the children covered up unsightly yet essential storage.
Oh my goodness.
Is it very different from what it was before?
A lot different, yeah. It was a bit drab before, wasn't it? Oh, it looks extremely colourful and extremely bright.
It's fantastic.
Fantastic.
I especially like that interactive whiteboard.
Really
When
good.
I saw them, I thought you smashed the limo because it's like the limo windows.
I only wish it had been like this when I was at this school.
Andrea, you've actually got a child at the school. What do you think?
I think it's excellent. It's created a lot of feeling of space. It's very light. I love the question on the back wall. I think that's excellent and quite thought-provoking. And the den, the fact that the children have worked on that as well, that's excellent. It sort of wants you to sort of look behind and see what there is behind the curtain.
Sarah, Richard, it's all finished. Are you pleased with it?
Absolutely stunned. Stunned. It's really seemed to have come together in the last sort of half an hour or so. It looks fantastic.
It's
really,
amazing.
yeah.
It really is. In the short space of time we've had, it has all come together. It's brilliant.
There's a lot in here, isn't there, that's different? I mean, these curtains that actually spell out den with the children's work is a really nice touch.
They've absolutely enjoyed every single second that they've spent on this. They've loved putting all the names in. They've come back in and asked us if we can find our own names. Mr. Lilly is cool. Here you go, Mr. Lilly.
I wrote that one.
And these cabinets are quite high-tech in terms of updating the room, aren't they?
Definitely. They're very sleek and sophisticated, and with all the new CD-ROMs and everything and DVDs, fantastic storage space for them. And
in terms of, a learning den, you've really made a high-tech contribution with this whiteboard, haven't you?
It's what we're committed to as a staff, I think. We said from day one that we couldn't go much further in our teaching without these sorts of things, and we're taking them on board. So the whole infrastructure since September has been geared towards facilitating these in each classroom, and this is great that we're ahead of the game as far as our own strategic plan is concerned, and it looks fantastic.
And new blinds as well on the windows. Sort of keep prying eyes out, because you're quite close to the houses behind you here, aren't you?
Absolutely, yes. Both from a security point of view and from a sun point of view.
And all new furniture as well, Sarah?
it's amazing. The children just cannot wait to be sitting down and getting down to work Monday morning.
Yeah.
If you've completed an exciting design project at your school or have a learning area that you'd like to transform, All Change would love to hear from you. You can contact us through the Teachers TV website, where you'll also find details of today's programme. From Wrighton Park Primary School, it's goodbye from All Change.